Hey everybody, it's Hayes Billy Creek for another episode of Lunkers and Bucks. Today we are in the public access section of the Dismal Swamp, middle of July, about 85, 90 degrees, and I'm starting to scout my spot for bow season. This area is bow only, and I'll be using game cameras and just meandering around looking for deer tracks. While doing so, I'll share some tips I've learned over the years, tips and tricks of how to make it a good hunt without a lot of trouble and, of course, a little bit safer. Let's see what we got out here.
Typically, when I'm out this time of year, I'm wearing long sleeves, gloves. I've got Under Armour on to protect me from ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, biting flies, chiggers. Chiggers are a big one. If you've ever had chiggers, it's the most uncomfortable week of your life. So I double down. It makes it for a hot day, but saves me a lot of pain down the road. I just bring a lot of water. Make sure I stay hydrated. I'm carrying a phone, a GPS, and a compass. So if I get lost, which I do all the time, I should be able to find my way back. And at the very least, call for help. Man needs to know his limitations. And mine is knowing where the hell I'm at and where I'm going. One of the things I'll do is I'll look at my compass. And of course now it's probably a good idea to check whether or not it's working. Of course I probably should check this stuff at home. GPS not really working the way it should. It's got plenty of battery life, it's just not connecting. All right. We're actually out in the Dismal Swamp area of Virginia. Lots of deer. Lots of big bear. And it is a mix of vines, briars, even starting to see some coyotes. A lot of people use the trail markers. I prefer the GPS just because when you mark your trail, other people can find it, and they will and do use it. The thing with public access is it's got access to the public, which is nice to have a place to go, but everybody likes to go there, and some get territorial and they pick a spot and they think it's theirs. And if they find yours and get there first, you know, really it's first come, first serve. So mark your trail with the blaze arm tape if you want, or just know that other people will use it. A lot of times I've actually put up blaze orange trail markers to get people to follow a trail that is away from my stand. Again, it's first come, first serve, and everybody's got a gun, so be respectful. Well, it looks like my $400 GPS is not working. That's no good. I can use my phone. They've got apps for.
Good example would be On X Hunt app.
But I like to have two as a backup. Sometimes your phone dies or you don't get a signal. So I like to have two as a backup. And if you're putting out cameras, you lose one of those, it's usually a couple $100 between battery and camera. I don't recommend using really expensive cameras on public access because they can and will be stolen. I've lost one, even though I usually lock them up, you know, to make it a little bit harder. If somebody wants it, they're going to take it, which is a shame. I've always thought hunters to be a little bit above that, but apparently that's not the case. As you can see, this is nice and thick. And for a bow hunter, this is perfect, at least as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it's, you know, you've got to shoot through this stuff, but for me, I like to get up close and personal, and deer are going to have a harder time seeing me at the beginning of the hunt because of how thick this is. Later in the year, all these leaves will come down, but I usually like to hunt the beginning because that's when the big ones are still out. They don't run dogs here, they're not allowed. And a lot of times the farms around us will run dogs, and the big bucks will come in here to hide. And yep, the mosquitoes are having at it. Oh, what do we got here? The other thing about public access hunting, not so much in bow country, but there's a lot of people to hunt where you can shoot guns. And I highly recommend lighting yourself up like a Christmas tree. A lot of blaze orange. Deer are colorblind anyways. And I like to get up in a tree as well. People shooting parallel with the ground, you don't know where that stuff's going to end up. Even with a shotgun, middle of the night, coming out here, people don't know where you're at. Hell, even times when they do know where you're at, they just start shooting. Higher up you are, the less chance you have of getting shot. Unfortunately, I've known people that's happened to, and one time was even friendly fire, so it was not good. During a turkey hunt, the gentleman thought his buddy was a turkey and no blaze orange on. Just made a mistake. Cost the guy's life. Ugh. We should be kicking up something here at some point. Back on deer flies, yellow flies are coming out. Got a horse fly. Woo! Some of this is working, some of it isn't. So I just assumed my GPS was working. It worked last year. So I'm out here and I can't access it. So lesson learned, check your equipment before you head out.
So the 6 tips I have for this trip: wear 2 layers of clothes, navigate with multiple devices, test your equipment before going out. First come, first serve. Get to your spot first. Use GPS to mark your spot instead of tape. And wear lots of blaze orange. Protect yourself. Get above the ground for security. Respect the fellow hunters. Ultimately, again, everybody's got guns, so be careful. Thank you for watching Lunkers and Bucks. On our next episode, we'll be looking at where I put the game cams, what pictures I got, and I'll give you some good tips on how to place them, how to make sure that they don't get stolen, stuff like that. Thank you for watching.